I'm looking for a murderer.
Good heavens! You're a private detective.
That's correct, ma'am.
What's the term you Americans use? It's on the tip of my tongue.
I believe what you're thinking of is Dick.
Precisely.
Oh my goodness. This woman is thirsty. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Hello and welcome back to Arcanum Gaming. My name is Richie. Today we're jumping into our third episode here of Let's Play Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars. So, see, it's been a while since I played, but we're back here at the hotel where we were going to track down, what's the guy's name, Kahn, who allegedly was the one who rented the clown costume. And I believe we know his room was... My notes are a little bit vague, but I think it's upstairs, second room on the right. So let's start by talking to a few people here and find out what's going on.
Hi there, ma'am.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
I'm looking for a man.
You disappoint me, my dear. For one foolish moment I thought... But never mind. Aren't you going to tell me your name?
George Stobart, ma'am.
How sweet! I once had a stable boy called George. I am Lady Piermont. The common reaction is to kneel and stutter, but it's not obligatory.
A real lady? I mean, you're an honest-to-God aristocrat?
Oh, I don't know about that. Few of my ancestors are honest, not even to God. I can trace my family back to the Normans, but don't let that intimidate you, George. Beneath that impressive pedigree, I'm just flesh and blood. The blood may be blue, but the flesh is the plump beef of old England, so to speak. You appear distracted, George. Is there any way I can help you?
Need to pause real quick. Alright, I'm back here. Just had to pause real quick, double check that the game audio was picking up alright.
Are you here in Paris on vacation?
No, darling, I'm on holiday. I needed to get
Same
away
thing.
after Algy's funeral.
I didn't realize you were mourning the loss of a loved one.
I'm not. He was my husband.
Okay then.
I'm sorry to hear about your husband's death.
You wouldn't be if you knew him, my dear. It gave me the opportunity to take a well-deserved holiday. Daphne suggested a change of scenery. Paris, she said. A wild romance is just what you need to take your mind off the inquest. Well, the closest I came to romance was being wooed by a drunken Breton chef. I must say I was disappointed with his coq au vin. Not at all what I was expecting. I was thinking of cutting my holiday short, packing my bags and heading back to Hempstead. That was until last night.
She getting wooed by the clown?
What happened to you last night?
I was stricken, Mr. Stobart. Cupid's arrow has cleft my bosom.
They couldn't really miss.
It was just as I'd always imagined it should be. The intimacy of candlelight, romantic music tinkling across the room, and then a stranger's glance. Those brooding eyes, that suave manner, those tight trousers.
Oh dear.
He was the man I'd been waiting for all my life.
I'm glad he finally turned up after all these years.
Ah, but it wasn't to be. He was merely toying with my affections. And if I ever catch up with him, he's dead.
Who was the guy who led you on?
His name is Merlin.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm looking for a murderer.
Good heavens! You're a private detective.
That's correct, ma'am.
What's the term you Americans use? It's on the tip of my tongue.
I believe what you're thinking of is Dick.
Precisely.
Oh my goodness. This woman is thirsty.
Have you come across a man who calls himself Kahn?
I am familiar with only one person named Kahn.
Genghis Khan, the legendary Mongol barbarian chieftain?
No, darling. Kevin.
Kevin Khan? I never heard of him.
I'd be most surprised if you had, darling. He's a pharmacist in Hemel Hempstead. Organizes fundraising for the Rotarians. Lovely man.
Does he have a scar on his cheek?
I really wouldn't know, sweetie.
Did you know there's a gangster out front?
What makes you think he's a gangster?
The Italian suit and the bulge in his pocket?
I know plenty of men with Italian suits and bulges in their pockets. That doesn't necessarily make them gangsters.
Do you know what this is?
At a guess, I'd say it was a clown's nose.
That's right. It was worn as a disguise by a vicious killer.
Good heavens, are you trying to alarm me?
It's true. He uses the name Kahn. Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
My God, it's him! That's Merlin!
She represented everything I loved about the English. The lady was totally deranged. Merlin? You mean King Arthur's wizard?
Good heavens, no! Monsieur Merlin is a fellow guest. He's the man I've been telling you about. That's the man who spurned me.
Oh my goodness.
The man you know as Merlin is a fake.
What do you mean, sweetie?
He's a murderer. He also uses the name Kahn.
I am shocked, Mr. Stobart. Shaken. I took him to be a gentleman.
But not stirred.
A man of honor. Do you know, I'd rather like to assist you in stitching him up.
That would be lovely.
When did you last see Merlin?
It was no more than an hour ago. He came downstairs and spoke to that clerk chappie. Something passed hands. I couldn't see what exactly.
A briefcase?
No, smaller than that. A bundle of papers, perhaps. The clerk put it in the hotel safe and Merlin went out.
Interesting.
Are you sure you saw Merlin putting documents in the safe?
Yes, darling, positive.
I wonder what they were.
Obviously something of great importance.
Guess we gotta figure out how to get in the
I'd
safe.
sure like to get my hands on whatever it is. I'll bet they had something to do with Plantar's briefcase. Has Merlin returned to the hotel?
No, he hasn't. Are you going to search his room?
If I could get in there, I would. Did I show you this photograph?
Yes.
Yes, darling.
Did I show you this?
Yes, you did.
Okay. Joy buzzer.
Would you like to shake my hand, ma'am?
Now, George, there's no need to be so formal. We met as tourists, and I want to keep it that way, despite the enormous social gulf between us.
Okay.
Does this tissue mean anything to you?
Good God, no.
I just thought the smell might be familiar.
Please, darling, put it away. I'm no shrinking violet, but that object makes me feel quite queasy.
Can you think of any use for this tool, ma'am?
I can think of someone I'd like to use it on.
Okay.
I have to go, ma'am.
Well, that was entertaining. How about this guy?
Excuse me, didn't I see your picture in the news? You're that Nobel Prize winner from some unpronounceable Eastern European state.
Yes, that is me, in person.
I don't want to worry you, but have you had any threats on your life? You know, mysterious phone calls, letters made up of headlines cut from the newspaper.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Have you seen a clown?
I beg your pardon?
The clown. A guy in funny pants. Have you seen him?
My pants are from England, Marks and Spencer. They are a pleasure and a comfort to wear, with much support.
I'm real glad to hear that.
This
You
advertising
know,
plug.
it's good to know you Nobel Prize winners are human too.
In my country, the people make do with string and egg cartoons.
For pants?
For everything. Oppression is the mother of ingenuity.
Some weird
Do
conversations
you know a
today.
guy called Plantow?
I don't know anybody in Paris.
Oh,
Okay.
well, this guy's dead anyhow.
Why do you ask me about dead men? I have seen enough of death to last me a lifetime.
I'm, sure you have. Do you recognize this man? He calls himself Kahn.
Yes, I know this man. Why do you carry his photograph?
I'm a private detective. What's your interest in Kahn?
He is an enemy of my people.
You know he's a killer.
Of course, amongst other things.
Interesting. What other things?
Would you help me investigate Kahn?
That is not possible. My instructions are to observe. I cannot jeopardize my position as an honored guest of this country's government.
What does this clown's nose suggest to you?
In my country, we have no use for clowns.
I'm glad to hear it.
They were dealt with most severely in the last cultural cleansing.
What about the mimes? Did you get them too?
All gone. Our streets are mime-free.
Sounds like heaven. May I shake you by the hand?
I do not shake the hands of imperialist dogs.
Now that's a real bad attitude problem you've got there. Does this goo-smeared tissue mean anything to you?
No, it doesn't.
Alright.
Thanks for your help.
Goodbye.
This is a phone booth? Let's call Nicole.
Bonjour, couleur.
Hi, it's George. I have the address of the killer's hotel.
If you're going to pay him a visit, take care. Remember, that
I'm already
guy's a
there.
professional.
Thanks. I'll be fine.
Alright, I guess we can't tell her about the other name. We do anything over here? Yes. That looks like a room key.
Excusez-moi, monsieur.
What?
You were trying to steal that key, no?
No way.
Alright, we gotta figure out a way to get the key.
I want some information.
Who are you? The police?
I'm conducting a private investigation.
Ah, I know only too well what you mean. That is one of the drawbacks of the catering business. When people book into an hotel, they leave their morals at home, no?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Yes, monsieur. That man is one of our guests.
What name?
I cannot tell you that.
I'm looking for a man who dresses like a clown.
This is a highly respectable hotel, monsieur. There are no clowns here.
If you say so. Do you know a man named Plantow?
No, monsieur.
About the key hanging on the hook over there.
Oui, monsieur.
Which room is it for?
Number 21.
Is that room taken?
No. The guests checked out this morning.
I'd like to retrieve something from your safe.
Ah, oui, monsieur. May I see some form of identification?
Like what?
A driving license, perhaps?
I don't drive.
Your passport?
I don't have it with me. I could show you my operation scar.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I must have some form of unique ID.
You won't find a more unique ID than my scar.
I'm sorry. I must insist on a more traditional identification.
Alright, so we need to get some
Rats.
ID.
I'd like to check into room 21.
That is not possible.
How come? You said it was vacant.
It is reserved for another guest.
Rats.
No, monsieur. Dutch.
Do you recognize this red nose?
No, monsieur.
Hey, shake my hand.
I'd rather not, monsieur. I'm still sore from the shock administered by one of the guests. He was secretly concealing an electrical device in the palm of his hand. Practical jokes are so puerile, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
Does he ever look away?
There was no one registered under the name of Kahn, but the name in the book for room 22 was Merlin.
Interesting. Can I access my inventory at all? Nothing helpful. I could try and go upstairs. Let's go back and talk to this lady again.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
Would you distract the clerk while I borrow a key?
Are you asking me to aid you in a criminal act, darling?
Yes.
Oh, no. It's the key to an empty room.
And why, may I ask, do you wish to gain access to an empty room? Do you plan to squat?
No, ma'am.
Scouts honor?
I was never in the Boy Scouts, ma'am.
Oh, you should have been. What were your parents thinking of? It's a fine way for a boy to get licked into shape. Now tell me, why do you want to get into that room?
I'm hoping it's the key to Merlin's room.
Well, how can I refuse? I shouldn't think my feminine charms would be much use in this case, but a good dose of English arrogance might do the trick. I say, you there, flunky?
Oui, madame.
Listen carefully. You do understand English, don't you?
But of course, madame.
Good. I wish to deposit some jewelry for safekeeping.
I understand.
Are you quite certain?
Oh, bien sûr, madame.
Over to you, my dear.
Alright, we got the key. Let's head upstairs. That was easy enough. Alright. Nothing much to click on. There's 3 doors here.
The door was locked.
What room number is it?
The sign on the door read 21.
Okay. So, let's use the key.
Maybe it wasn't the right room, but this was the right key.
Okay.
There was nothing in the wardrobe apart from a vague, lingering smell of camphor.
Camphor. What is that? Lamp here. Oh no, it's the wardrobe again.
There was nothing.
Is there anything to click on over here? Bed. I wonder if we can go out on the balcony.
The cabinet was empty, but it smelt of onions. No kidding, it really did.
Onions. I have a feeling I better save here. Room 21. Oh, lovely.
The assassin had been too smart to leave incriminating...
Alright, nothing by the bed. What about on the bed, in the bed?
The bed was freshly made, and the crisp white sheets told me nothing about the...
Okay. How about his wardrobe? No, no, don't close it.
The interior of the closet was large enough for me to climb right in. The interior of the closet was... There was nothing in the pockets of the pants. There was nothing in the... The pants were newly laundered and pressed with immaculate creases. The interior of the closet was...
It's large enough for me to climb in. No, I don't want to close the...
The pants were newly... There was nothing in the pocket. The bed was freshly made.
Nothing here to find.
The bed was...
Don't want to close it.
The interior of the closet was large enough for me to climb right in.
Okay, it says I could climb in, but it won't let me. Can we open the door? Oh,
I had the kind of feeling in my stomach that would...
alright. He changed clothes. And went back outside.
I couldn't believe my luck when I found 2 items in the pockets of the pants. The first was an ordinary matchbook. No matches, no clues. The second was a pass card which read, Thomas Merlin, Gruber Electronics Corporation.
There's our idea to get into the safe.
The pants matched the jacket which the killer had lost in Paris. There was
Can't
nothing
take
else.
him. Alright. We're not going to go out into the hall because I have a feeling that he's probably going to be there waiting. Let's go back out onto the ledge. And shimmy back into the other room. And let's go ahead and save again. With the ID. Do we need to look at the other room? Probably not. Let's just go back downstairs here. Let's put the room key back. No.
There was no one registered under, but the name in the...
You, sir.
What now, monsieur?
Does this pass mean anything to you?
That is Monsieur Merlin's property.
That's right. Merlin the murderer. I want to see what he's left in your safe.
Impossible. I cannot betray his confidence, no matter what you say he's done.
You're making a big mistake.
Maybe I can live with that.
Does this matchbook mean anything to you?
No, monsieur.
Do you recognize this key?
That is the property of the Hotel Ubur.
Correct.
May I ask how it found its way from the little hook to your pocket?
Would you believe it was put there by a poltergeist?
No, monsieur. The hotel is regularly serviced by an exorcist. If we had a ghost, Father Fécond would have flushed it out.
I suppose you want the key back.
Not especiellement. The room is vacant. Since you are so determined to conduct your little investigation, I won't stop you.
Okay.
Thanks for...
Alright. We still need to get into that safe. I wonder if she can help us again.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
I found this pass in Merlin's room.
So, that deceitful little man is passing himself off as an electrician, is he?
Uh-huh. This guy probably has a million faces. I showed the pass to the clerk, hoping he'd give me Merlin's papers. But he wouldn't buy it. He's too scared.
I'll give him something to be scared of. Follow me, George!
Alright. Give me a good old dose of Karen.
Did you place a package from Merlin in the hotel safe?
I did, madame.
And did my friend here show you Merlin's identification?
Indeed he did, but
What's the problem?
he isn't Merlin.
A mere academic detail. Give him the package.
But that is against the law.
I happen to be a justice of the peace, you silly man. I am the law. If he tries anything, shoot him, George.
My pleasure, Lady Piermont.
One moment, please.
You know, I haven't enjoyed myself this much since Greenham Common.
I don't know what I would have done without you, Lady Piermont.
Voilà, monsieur. Le manuscrit de Monsieur Merlin.
Thank you. Very
Thanks.
helpful.
How satisfying. An Anglo-American alliance that actually worked.
The clerk had given me a tightly rolled sheet of parchment. I decided not to unroll it until I was safely back in Nico's apartment.
Alright. So we have the parchment. And I am very curious to see what is in this parchment, but since we're coming up on 30 minutes, I think we may save that until the next episode. We accomplished quite a bit. I gotta say, pretty much everything here in the hotel was straightforward. I knew that Lady Piermont was going to be remarkably helpful. And she was quite a hoot at the beginning there, too. Uh-oh.
Just a minute, monsieur.
What's your problem?
No problem, if you cooperate.
What do you want?
Just a routine security check. Nothing to worry yourself about.
Oh, well, all right.
Search him, Flap.
You bet.
Hey, knock it off. Get off, you big ape.
Is this what you're after, Guido?
See, that's it.
I can explain everything. Well, almost everything.
Too late. You're on your way to feed the fishes.
I'm allergic to fish. I break out in blotches when I eat tuna.
Let's go.
The heck? Glad I saved. Okay, so we can't walk outside with the paper. Let's try calling Nicole.
Bonjour, couleur.
Hi, it's George. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Hey, I've got something awesome to show you.
Oh, yeah? What is it?
A surprise.
Oh, I don't like mysteries, George.
I can't tell you just now, but I'll come show you soon.
I'd really like to just look at it.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, George. What can I do for you now?
This is what Merlin was so keen to hide.
Really? Well, that fuss for a sample of wallpaper.
It's some kind of manuscript, and it looks to be very old.
If I was you, I'd keep it well out of sight until you're clear of this place.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I could roll it up and put it down my pants.
No, that wouldn't do at all. You'd attract far too much attention.
Alright.
I got the key. I have to go, ma'am.
Alright, so I have to combine this with something? With a matchbook.
No.
How about the Kleenex?
No way.
Alright, so we have to find some way to conceal it. But I said that we were going to wrap things up, so this is going to be a bit more complicated than I thought. I'm going to check out and see if I can get into this third room first, and if that doesn't work...
The door was locked.
Okay. So we can't go out the front door, or the obvious gangsters do obvious gangster things.
The door was locked.
I know it's locked. We have the key. I mean, we don't want to hide it in here. Maybe we can just, like, drop it out the window? That seems like a really bad idea. Save again there. Let's just try this real quick. No. So what if we combine it with the tool? No.
No way.
There's got to be something we can do. Alright, well, I'm going to have to ponder that. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day.